Hello, ESCBubble. Dansk Melodi Grand Prix is just around the corner. We are joined by Mariya today, who is going to chat to us about her song "I Belong to Me." Yeah. Anyway, you're probably most known in Denmark for competing on the X Factor, where you were mentored by Thomas Blachman. I just want to know, like, what was that experience like, and like, what was kind of the best advice that like he gave you to sort of develop in your career, and how did you develop in your career during that process?
Thomas is pretty strict when it comes to confidence. I have been really like practicing my confidence for such a long time because I just like my big wish is to just own myself
Hmm.
and to just reclaim myself as like the person that I am. And like I've been struggling with this my whole life in that program where I actually signed up for it because like if I get this rejection in front of my whole country, then no rejection ever again will ever like bother me. He's like extremely like fatherly,
Hmm.
but also he's very much like, don't cry, like just chill and like have a great time and like enjoy it while you're here. And that helped me so much. Like I know it's extremely tough to be like, don't cry. But I
Yeah.
mean, like for me, I just really needed that
Hmm.
because it is in the end of the day, like people are animals. So it is extremely weird for our brains to like get into a situation like this that are so like
Yeah.
exposed in front of a whole nation, right?
I mean, so you exposed yourself to the nation once, and now you're going to do it again at DMGP with your song
Yeah.
"I Belong to Me." And it's interesting that you open up about your struggles, I think, and how X Factor helped with that, because I think this song does have a very clear message. Like, what kind of inspired it? Like, what was the inspiration for this?
Literally, I was such a tomboy when I was younger,
Mhm.
and as an artist I was just like I tried to just be a man, like just try to blend in as one of the guys, just trying
Right.
to, I would perform without makeup. I would cut my hair short and color it almost black. Like I would have what are these, like, the driver's gloves on,
Oh,
chain in my,
wow. Yeah.
John Bender from the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
I
That
look
was who
like
you were
him.
styling yourself on then, like.
I look like him. Like I would smoke cigarettes like this, like a
Wow.
joint. Like, but the only thing I wore when I was on stage that was feminine, it
Mhm.
was some heels. So I was like, you know what? Like I gotta elevate myself as a performer. So
Yeah.
I started taking these heels classes.
Oh,
And
right.
yeah, and I like in the beginning of this class, we were like put in a line. We had to do like a catwalk from the end of the studio up to, there's like giant mirrors in the dance studio.
Yeah.
We have to go all the way up to the mirror, just feeling ourselves,
Yeah.
right? And I would just be like, ah. And like our teacher, she was like so tough. She was just like, it's your body, you can touch whatever you want to. And
Yeah.
all of the other women, like they would just flip their hair and just be like free and confident and sexy. And I was just there like, how does this function? Like, what, I got breasts? Like, you,
Yeah.
like, how am I?
Yeah.
It, like my body, my brain, my whole universe inside just made a 180 because I was like, okay, I want to be feminine. I want to reclaim my feminine. Like, I'm not weak just because I'm feminine, you
Right.
know?
So this was a moment of like rediscovery then, like, yeah.
It was. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, that was the inspiration for the theme I belong to me. But I mean, I belong to me
Yeah.
means a lot of things for a lot of people, like that somehow have forgotten about their body. I mean, mothers out there
Hmm.
gave birth to children, forget about the connection to their bodies. Queer people, you can mix and match that message exactly the way that you want it.
Fans of Eurovision will recognize, I think, a lot of the writers that, like, I was looking at the list, like, Dino, Jimmy Joker, Julie
Yeah.
Argor, these are all names that we're very familiar with. Like, how did the sort of the process of like meeting these people and then like going to DMGP, like, when did that come into the equation?
This story is insane.
Right.
It's literally so freaking weird. Me and Julie, we've literally like never seen each other's faces. Like we
Yeah.
didn't know who each other was. Like in person, we just, you know, that like when you're in like culture business, you just like, oh, like I know this woman because she made songs with this and this and that of my
Yeah.
friends, you know? And like all of a sudden we were just friends on Facebook. We've never talked to each other. I adored her. I still do, but I was like, oh, I don't wanna, like, I can't text her because I'm such a little noob, you know? Okay, like I was like making this, I text her this message where I'm like, I like if you could maybe consider it. Maybe you just need a vocalist or a writer, like just anything. I mean, the next day, like the next morning, I wake up, I just get like this sentence from her. Can I call you? No, like hi, no, hey, what? Like who are you?
It's,
Like anything,
it's
just
very
like
cryptic.
I call her and she is just like yesterday I got asked if I got time and like blah 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 for writing with and like supporting a Danish artist that would represent Denmark and would wanted to work with a Danish artist, who would that be?
Hmm.
And she was like, I really got like absolutely no time, like this is not gonna happen. But if I did, then there is just like this redheaded lady that is also a dancer, like, and then it would be
Yeah.
her, but no, it's not gonna happen. I just got asked this yesterday, and then you send me this message. What are the odds? So she was like, okay, you know what? This is just too crazy. Like, what
Hmm.
are the actual odds? Like, like she said, I just made this camp and like I will set you in a session where like we will just see how this goes and how it works out. And like I got to Stockholm in Kanavici studio, like
Just a reminder to our viewers, like if you have any of these connections like this, you never know, because look at it now. Brilliant.
and then Julie was like, hey Dino, like you were the one asking me, why wouldn't I write with a Danish artist? Like that was Dino asking Julie, and I was texting Julie, and
Yeah.
like Jimmy made songs with Lady Gaga, and I was just like, we here in a DG studio, like,
Yeah.
and I pass out. What the hell is this situation? It's so real. It's not real.
Yeah.
And like Danish radio, they just also like loved it, and then we were just right in and like,
Yeah, and the rest is history.
and the
So,
rest is it.
as we record this, it's like 2 weeks until the show at in ESCBuble Arena in Herning. Without giving too much away, what do you have planned for like your performance?
Like I've spent my resources and all of my energy on dancing culture that much, as I've even as the first Danish artist ever taken my own dance crew
Yeah,
in onto the stage. It just mean the world to me. Like I would have never been where I am this day today without my community in art
yeah,
and in like with the song I Belong to Me. I also wanna send out a message that's like just give away exactly what you got. And I mean, maybe I'm gonna mess up some things, maybe I'm not. Maybe some things are gonna go wrong. Maybe I'm gonna trip over some wires, just like I was afraid of back then. Maybe I'm not, but you know what? I'm gonna serve like with everything I've got.
absolutely. Some of the most entertaining national final performances are the ones where there is that slight jeopardy that something could go wrong. Like, they're just
Yeah.
giving everything. How much of a Eurovision fan are you? Do you have any like standout performances that have sort of inspired you over the years? Like,
Rise like a phoenix, like
mm,
she her performance, I just remembered that when I was younger and I saw Eurovision with my family,
mm.
how there were more focus on her having like a beard and not on her,
Yeah,
like it was just a whole topic like globally.
it would definitely be received different. I think drag perhaps wasn't it as much in the public conscience back then as it was now. So it is interesting that like, yeah, there was a lot of focus on
Yeah,
Thomas Conchita, like how they looked rather than the song. And
exactly.
the song stood the test of time though. So like, yeah,
Exactly, and that I just remember back then,
yeah,
I was 15 at that time,
mm.
and already back then I was extremely woke about stuff like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
I just also wanted to like make a change in the culture as well. And
Yeah.
that's what I want to do with I Belong to Me as well.
Thank you so much for chatting to us, Mariya.
Oh,
Some very
thank you for
interesting
having
insights
me.
there. If you haven't listened to Mariya's song yet, then you will definitely be listening to it in a different light after watching this interview. Go and listen to all of the songs at DMGP, and yeah, stick around for more news, interviews, reviews, polls, and a lot more on ESCBubble.com to get you through Eurovision season. So thank you so much, Mariya. I will let you get back to your day, and best of luck in Herning in 2 weeks' time.
What a pleasure talking to you. You have such good energy and you're a really good interviewer.
Oh, thank you.